Welcome to Prenatal Yoga today. Thank you for joining me here in my office. We're going to be doing some yoga that's going to help lower back pain. So go ahead and start in tabletop position. Coming onto all fours, wrists underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. And just gently wiggling those hips left and right, kind of waking up the hips. And just allowing yourself to come into this moment, having this be a moving meditation. So gently closing your eyes and allowing yourself to just notice the feelings that are coming up in your body. Now as you're here, gently waking up the spine by going into cat-cows, inhaling, dropping the tummy, looking up. Exhaling, arching the back, looking through the legs. Inhaling, dropping the tummy, looking up. Exhaling, arching the back, peaking high at baby. Taking this at your own pace here. Allowing yourself to be here in this moment. Taking this time just for yourself, which is a great lesson for after baby comes, because that's going to be really important for you to figure out a way for you to take some time just for you. Coming to a neutral spine, maybe wiggling those hips one more time. And extending one leg straight out, pushing the heel back, stretching that calf out. A lot of times when we're pregnant, we can have a lot of ankle swollen stuff going on, or maybe just calf pain. So let's go ahead and stretch those out. You may even want to bend the arms and push forward a little bit with the hands. All of that's totally fine. Bringing the knee back down, extending the other leg straight back. And paying attention to the similarities and differences during this pose as you're looking at different sides of the body, and allowing yourself to be here in the moment. Letting those exhales relax the calf. And coming back onto all fours. Walking the hands towards the knees, coming up to a kneeling position, extending one leg straight out, and allowing those hands to come down. And maybe we're not flexible enough, or maybe baby's a little bit big right now, so we might want to put the hands here. Also, if baby's a little bit in the way, you can bring that leg further away from the middle line. And here we're going to be stretching the hamstring here, helping with that lower back, any lower back tightness or pain, which will be really helpful as we've got a lot of stuff going on with our bodies right now. And each exhale, allowing the body to relax into this pose just a little bit further. Maybe even closing the eyes. Finding that as you exhale, you'll be able to relax. And walking the hands forward, bringing the front foot onto the ground and letting the hips sink down. So you might want to walk that knee back a little bit. And if you want, you can leave your hands here. Maybe you're getting enough of a stretch in that front hip flexor. Or you can bring your hands all the way up to the thigh. Any of that's fine. So as we're stretching both sides of the leg, the hip flexor and the back here, that's going to be helping our psoas muscle. So our psoas attaches on the front of our hip flexor. That's what our hip flexor is, and it comes all the way around the back and attaches to the lower back. So sometimes when we're having lower back pain, it's actually this psoas muscle. So when we stretch the back and the front, it will give us better relief from lower back pain. So that's what we're doing right now, is stretching the psoas muscle from the front and the back. So bringing those hands down, coming back into a straight front leg here, and resting here. Stretching the back of the leg here. If you're having any pain in the knee, you can put a little micro bend in the knee. Feel free to make these poses your own, and knowing that everything I'm offering is just a suggestion, so I hope you'll listen to your own body. Placing your hands here, bending that knee and bringing it underneath. We're gonna stretch the other leg straight out. So bringing that other leg straight out in front of us. Again, you might wanna put your hands here, or if baby's really big, you might wanna walk your hands down or bring that leg out to the side just a little bit so you have a little bit more space for baby, depending on how big baby is right now. So as you're here, we're stretching the back of the hamstring, maybe even closing the eyes here, allowing each exhale to further relax, consciously thinking about releasing any tension in the booty. So we're trying to not clench the booty here. And walking those hands forward, front foot on the ground, and maybe walking that back knee back a little bit if you need to. And coming up, placing the hands on the thigh and stretching that front hip flexor, that psoas muscle on the other side this time. And if it's too hard to balance here, you can place your hands on the ground. And again, you can walk that knee out a little bit towards the outside of the mat if baby is a little bit too big. So allowing yourself to put your hands wherever feels good to you and knowing that it's totally okay. You might find that balance-wise, you might want to find your drishti here. So looking at something on the wall that's not moving, a focal point to help keep you balanced here. Bringing your hands down to the ground and straightening that front leg. Feeling a nice stretch in that back thigh, the hamstring there. My son and I were playing in the grass earlier today, so I'm finding little bits of grass everywhere. And bending that knee, bringing it underneath the hips. And coming into all fours here. Just wiggling those hips left and right. Maybe looking over one shoulder to stretch the side. And looking over the other shoulder. Taking your time with each of these poses. So if you want to linger or you want to move through them, that's fine. Bringing the arms down, interlocking the fingers and tucking the toes, pressing back into into dolphin pose. Alternating, pressing the heels into the ground. And bringing the knees back down, walking the hands underneath the shoulders and swinging the legs around, coming to a seated position. Bringing our knees bent here, coming into a nice, comfy, easy pose. And maybe rocking those legs a little bit, just resting here for a moment. So coming into cobbler's pose, bringing those feet together, sitting up nice and tall. And for some of us, we might want to have those feet a little bit closer to our pelvis. Depending on where we're at in the pregnancy, though, it might be more comfortable for those feet to be a little bit further away. So wherever feels good to you, sitting up nice and tall and allowing that chest to come forward. So we're feeling a nice stretch in the hamstrings here. Maybe closing your eyes here. Feeling that nice stretch. Consciously thinking about unclenching the booty, letting go of any tension you're holding in the pelvic floor. And letting go, coming back to a comfy seated position. Thank you so much for letting me be part of your practice today and part of your journey as a mother. Namaste.